Alright, so we're back with another Sonic Frontiers leak, and this one is also legit because it dates back all the way to Monday, the 13th of April 2020, and they detail stuff that is officially confirmed now for Sonic Frontiers. So let's talk about it. It's got some interesting things. So basically, the first thing that they said, I think this is on 4chan or some sort of message board. They said that they got to playtest the new Sonic game back in February, and they basically just tell us it's not an adventure remake, and it doesn't exactly play like any other mainline 3D Sonic games. And I think this one is interesting first of all, because it means that the controls of Sonic Frontiers are not gonna be like adventure. Because if I was thinking of the closest gameplay style that Frontiers would resemble, it would be the adventure games, where you've got the spin dash, momentum, rolling down hills, all of that stuff. That's how I picture it. I really hope we're not getting something like Sonic Lost World, where it's stiff and it's not momentum based, and you know, like Lost World is a pretty rigid game, especially the parkour as well. It wasn't utilized to its fullest, so it just felt really limited in scale and just gameplay. But this person's saying that it is not playing like any other mainline 3D Sonic games. And while that enough might not be enough, they then tell us that it's open world, which we know this game is, and the dates for the playtesting lines up with all the other leaks that we've had. And then the last thing that they said was that you collect Chaos Emeralds and enter a forest in the middle of the map, and you become Supersonic. So this sounds like the same stuff. You climb up a giant kaiju as if it's a Colossus or something. So right here, boom. It's exactly what the other leaks say. It has massive titans, you turn supersonic, and I guess this one's more specific. This one's saying that you climb up them. Because what I had always pictured in my head was that you turn supersonic and you kind of fly around them instead. But I guess you turn supersonic on the ground and you physically climb them. That would be really cool. Kind of reminds me of that new game, Solar Ash. Maybe it's not going to be like that. Maybe that was just part of the playtesting phase and they changed it. Because I didn't picture, like especially in the trailer when it shows the Titan at the end, it didn't look like something to me that you would physically climb up. I thought you would just go around it and like do the spin cycle move, where if you're not aware of this, you make a traced line, you make a circle, and it defeats all the enemies within that circle, which is the line that you've traced. That's how I had always pictured these bosses. But if you get to climb up them, I think that's pretty cool. I would actually much rather have that than what I was thinking. And then they say when you finally get to the top, you can start wailing on him. So I guess it's gonna be like a platforming thing, which sounds cool. I would totally take that. And then the last thing is that it says it plays parts of Infinite's theme, which is actually not the first time we've heard of this. I think there are other leaks that mention this, but I don't think we knew if they were official or not. But we know this one's official because it goes all the way back from April 2020. Unless they're just randomly sprinkling fake information with the real info, but it's a very specific thing to put in there. Now, this doesn't totally confirm Infinite. This could just be prototype music that they just shoved in there. Music that they took from the last Sonic game, being Sonic Forces. Just plonk it in there because it's just a placeholder. We don't have the final thing. But if it is Infinite, I guess that kind of lines up with the AI thing. I'm mainly thinking about No Space and the Phantom Ruby type stuff. If I'm going to be totally honest here, I don't want any of that. I would rather them just keep out all of that stuff. I want like something that's original on its own. I know that people want Infinite bad because they wasn't really fully developed, but I kind of just want to forget Sonic Forces was a game that happened and have something new. So I really hope Infinite is not a part of it at all. If he is, okay, I'm not going to totally just say that. That sucks. I'd be interested, I suppose, but personally, I don't really want it. I don't really want it at all. But the fact that you turn Supersonic, you collect Chaos Emeralds, and you fight a boss, that makes me feel like every boss is you're gonna be fighting Supersonic. And that makes me think, okay, well that's gonna happen. What are they gonna do for the final boss? You're not just gonna turn Supersonic again, are you? Are they gonna have like a different form? I know there was a leak that mentioned some sort of Ultra Instinct form, and I'm starting to lean more and more on that. That sounds cool. They say they don't want to do Hypersonic anymore, so maybe they'll make Hypersonic canon again, but I don't know. I don't think that would be a thing. So I think maybe we're going to be looking at some sort of new form for Sonic. Maybe it'll be like some sort of special cyberspace Sonic form after you rescue all of Sonic's friends, if that's what you do in the game. Because what it's sounding like is going to happen right now is that you collect all the Chaos Emeralds on each island, and then they're going to sort of reset, and you have to collect them all again. That seems a bit weird, but how else would Supersonic become Supersonic on every island? Unless, I don't know. I was about to say unless you don't collect Chaos Emeralds, but all the leaks say that you do. So I'm very curious, because it would feel a bit contrived, I'm not going to lie, if you just get the Chaos Emeralds taken away from you every single time you defeat a Titan. There has to be like a decent reason for it, right? I don't know, like maybe you've got the Chaos Emeralds, but they lose their power because you've used them all on Supersonic. They lose their power, and you have to regain their power, and maybe the orbs are powering the Chaos Emeralds? Genuinely, I don't know. It just sounds a bit contrived. But if this is what it is, and you climb up the Titans, and you actually get to platform around them and everything, sounds pretty ambitious. I kind of worry they won't be able to pull that off. It sounds pretty crazy to me, but I'm up for it. That sounds really cool. If they nailed that, then hot damn. That's awesome. Because obviously that's closest to Shadow of the Colossus. And it's different enough from Breath of the Wild, because I've always been comparing these Titans to the Divine Beasts. It's the same similar concept, I suppose, but obviously the Divine Beasts are dungeons that you get to twist and turn, like the entire dungeon, which pretty cool concept. So it would be, I suppose, different enough, but they still feel like a very similar concept in an open world game that is very much inspired by Breath of the Wild. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm gonna just take a random guess and say Infinite is not in it. I'm gonna say that it's placeholder. But to be fair, I also said that Amy was not going to be the voice in the trailer because it did not sound like Amy at the beginning, and that turned out to be incorrect. So I guess make your own judgments. Don't totally believe what I'm saying. But I have been looking at a lot of Frontier stuff lately, and I don't know. Infinite, I don't see it. And it feels random to bring back Infinite, which is why I also said they're not going to make La the Ghost Girl, if there even is a Ghost Girl anymore, because it just seems too random. Infinite is obviously more relevant because he was in the last game, but in that encyclopedia that they have, they say that Infinite is gone forever. They pretty much say he's dead. So, genuinely don't know. I'm going to say placeholder, but if it's not, then cool. We're getting another Infinite story. Let's see what happens, I suppose. But that's everything I've really got to say. I'm more interested in it doesn't play exactly like the other mainline games, but they don't tell us how it plays. I'm desperate to find out. Like, if it's not close to Adventure, then that's going to be quite scary, because that other leak said that it was, I think, between Adventure and Lost World. I don't really know what that means. Really don't know what that means. If it doesn't have momentum, though, that is a big... I think that's a mistake. Because otherwise, why even have hills and shit in the open world if there's no momentum at all? And what's going to make it unique from other open worlds? I don't know. It just sounds like a mistake to me. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think it's Infinite? How do you think the game's going to play? Let me know. But thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. So, peace out, my dudes.